The origins of harems can be traced back to ancient civilizations, where the practice of housing women in secluded spaces began. This video delves into the historical roots of harems and their evolution into the medieval period, exploring the cultural and religious influences that shaped these institutions. The earliest known references to harems can be found in ancient Mesopotamia, where they were associated with kings and rulers. These harems were symbols of power and were inhabited by women from noble families. Harems were prevalent in ancient Egypt, particularly during the New Kingdom period. They were known as houses of women, and were associated with pharaohs. These harems were inhabited by wives and concubines and served political and diplomatic functions. The Byzantine Empire witnessed the continuation of harem practices from its ancient predecessors. Emperors had private spaces within the palace where they housed their wives and concubines. These harems were heavily influenced by the cultural traditions of the Eastern Roman Empire. With the rise of Islam, harems took on a new significance. The Quran emphasized the importance of modesty and seclusion for women, which led to the establishment of harems within Islamic societies. The practice of polygamy, allowed under Islamic law, contributed to the growth and expansion of harems. Patriarchal society. The development of harems was intricately linked to patriarchal societal structures. The seclusion of women within harems served to control their actions and preserve their purity, in line with prevailing gender norms. Islamic teachings influenced the structure and purpose of harems within Muslim societies. The Quran emphasized the protection of women and the need for modesty, which shaped the practice of seclusion within harems. Political considerations. Harems also served political purposes, acting as symbols of power, and cementing alliances through marriage and diplomacy. The presence of women within harems could strengthen familial and political ties between rulers and noble families. The role of the principal wife within a medieval harem was of utmost importance and carried significant influence and authority. As the highest-ranking woman in the harem, she held a position of prestige and commanded respect both within the harem and the wider society. Explores the role and position of the principal wife, shedding light on her authority, relationship with the ruler, and the privileges she enjoyed. The principal wife, also known as the chief wife or queen of the harem, held a special place in the harem hierarchy. She was typically the first wife married to the ruler and held a position of primacy. Her status was often solidified through official recognition, bestowed titles, and the acknowledgement of her children as heirs to the throne or the ruling dynasty. One of the primary roles of the principal wife was to bear children, particularly sons, who would ensure the continuation of the ruling lineage. Her ability to provide heirs was crucial to securing the ruler's legacy and political stability. In addition to her reproductive duties, the principal wife served as a confidant and advisor to the ruler, offering counsel on matters of state, politics, and governance. The principal wife's relationship with the ruler was both personal and political. She enjoyed the closest emotional and physical connection with the ruler and had the privilege of spending the most time with him. This proximity allowed her to exert a significant influence on his decisions, potentially shaping policies and strategies. Her opinions carried weight, and she often acted as a mediator between the ruler and other women in the harem. The principal wife also enjoyed certain privileges and luxuries within the harem. She resided in more opulent quarters and had access to better resources and amenities compared to other women. She had a retinue of attendants and servants dedicated to her needs and was often adorned with jewelry, fine clothing, and other symbols of her elevated status. However, the position of the principal wife was not without its challenges. She faced the constant pressure of maintaining her position and ensuring the favor of the ruler. Competition and rivalries among women within the harem could threaten her status, leading to political maneuvering and even potential plots and intrigues. Eunuchs played a significant role within medieval harems, exerting influence over the women and contributing to the management and functioning of these secluded spaces. This section explores the role of eunuchs within harems, their influence on power dynamics, and their interactions with the ruler and the women in their charge. Eunuchs were castrated men who served as guardians and overseers of the harem. Their castration, often performed at a young age, resulted in the loss of their reproductive capabilities. This made them suitable candidates for positions of trust within harems, as they were perceived as lacking sexual desires and motivations that could potentially threaten the sanctity and purity of the women in the harem. One of the primary functions of eunuchs within harems was to ensure the security and seclusion of the women. They acted as gatekeepers, controlling access to the harem and protecting the women from outside threats. Their physical presence and authority served as a deterrent to any potential intruders or attempts at unauthorized entry. Eunuchs also played a crucial role in managing the daily affairs of the harem. They oversaw the logistics, organization, and maintenance of the harem quarters. This included supervising the servants, arranging the schedules and activities of the women, and ensuring the smooth functioning of the harem as a whole. Their administrative duties extended to managing the resources, finances, and provisions of the harem. In addition to their administrative responsibilities, eunuchs acted as intermediaries between the ruler and the women in the harem. They conveyed messages, requests, and instructions on behalf of the ruler, serving as a bridge of communication. Their proximity to the ruler provided them with insights into his preferences, moods, and decisions, allowing them to influence the dynamics and power struggles within the harem. The presence of eunuchs within the harem had both positive and negative implications for the women. On one hand, eunuchs could provide a sense of protection and stability, ensuring the safety and well-being of the women. Their impartiality, resulting from their castration, made them trusted confidants and mediators within the harem. However, the influence of eunuchs within harems was not always benign. They could exploit their position for personal gain, manipulate power dynamics, and engage in intrigue or favoritism. Eunuchs who gained the trust and favor of the ruler could exert significant influence over the women, potentially influencing their standing and access to resources. Servants and slaves played crucial roles within medieval harems, supporting the functioning of the harem and the daily lives of the women residing within. Servants within the harem were often individuals from lower social classes or captured in wars and conflicts. They performed various tasks essential to the smooth operation of the harem, such as cooking, cleaning, laundry, and running errands. Their responsibilities extended to the care of children, tending to the physical needs of the women, and maintaining the harem quarters. The presence of servants allowed the women within the harem to focus on their roles and responsibilities without being burdened by menial tasks. Servants were expected to be diligent, discreet, and obedient, ensuring that the harem functioned efficiently and that the women's needs were met. Slaves also played a significant role within harems. Many of the slaves within harems were women captured in conquests or obtained through the slave trade. These women, often referred to as concubines, were acquired specifically for their sexual companionship and could be bestowed upon the ruler or distributed among other men within the harem. The experiences of slaves within harems varied widely. Some may have found themselves in positions of privilege and favor, enjoying certain comforts and opportunities within the harem. Others, however, faced exploitation, abuse, and the loss of personal autonomy. Slavery within harems further complicated power dynamics, as those in positions of higher status had authority over those in servitude. The interactions between women of higher status and servants or slaves were marked by hierarchical power dynamics. While the women of higher status held authority over the servants and slaves, their treatment and attitudes towards them could vary. Some women may have been compassionate and treated their servants with respect and kindness, while others may have exercised their power oppressively. It is important to note that women of higher status within the harem were not exempt from societal expectations and norms. They were expected to display their own forms of feminine virtue and modesty, which included maintaining decorum and order within the harem. As such, their relationships with servants and slaves were often characterized by the balance between maintaining authority and upholding societal expectations. The lives of women within medieval harems were complex, shaped by a multitude of factors including social status, relationships, and cultural expectations. While some women found avenues for personal growth, accomplishment, and influence, their lives were often constrained by patriarchal norms and limited autonomy. Understanding the experiences of these women allows us to explore the nuances of medieval societies, shedding light on the interplay between power, gender, and social dynamics. By critically analyzing the lives of women in medieval harems, we gain valuable insights into the complexities of history and the challenges faced by women throughout the ages. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more videos.